Good morning students. Today we will study class 7 chapter 12 reproduction in plants. In previous lecture we had studied about the asexual reproduction, but in today's lecture we will study about the sexual reproduction. So the sexual reproduction in plant is that reproduction in which the plant formed or produced with seeds. So that's why they are called sexual reproduction. Also in sexual reproduction, male and female parts of plants are involved in reproduction. So here flowers are the reproductive part of plant. So mainly the reproduction can be take place through flowers. So flowers are of two types. Number one, unisexual flower, and number two, bisexual flower. So the unisexual flowers which contain either pistil or stamen, which means it contains uni means one, only one part which can take part in reproduction. So which contain either pistil or stamen. So these are the flowers which are called unisexual flowers. For example, corn, papaya are the part of unisexual flowers. So number two is bisexual flowers. The flowers which contain both stamen and pistil, which means they have both the parts, that is stamen as well as pistil. So these are called bisexual flowers. Bi means two. So both the parts, stamen and pistil, are present in flower are called bisexual flower. For example, mustard, rose. Next is reproductive part of flowers. Since flower is a reproductive organ of the plant, so flower contain different parts which contain male reproductive part and female reproductive part. So number one is stamen. So stamen is male reproductive part. You can see here the diagram. The stamen. Stamen is divided into two parts, that is anther and filament. Anther and filament. Filament is a tube which connect to anther. So anther is the part which produce pollen grains. So pollen grains are the cells or male gametes. So male gametes are produced from stamen. Stamen is male reproductive part. Next is pistil. So pistil is female reproductive part. It contains stigma, style and ovary. So pistil is female reproductive part which contains stigma, style and ovary. So as the ovary contains one or more ovules. So mainly the mature egg produced in ovary is ovules. So here these are the part of the reproductive part of the flowers. So stamen and pistil are part of the flower for bisexual, and either stamen or pistil is a part for unisexual flower. So sexual reproduction is male and female gamete fuse to form zygote. Male gametes are pollen grains. Female gametes are ovule or matured egg. So these when fuse give rise to zygote, that is offspring. So next is pollination. So the pollination is the process of transfer of pollens from anther to stigma of the flower. So question arises how male and female gametes fuse together. So this fusion of male and female gametes only done by pollination. So pollination in which transfer of pollens from anther, and anther produces pollens to stigma. As you see, these are anthers and this is the stigma. So transfer of pollens from anthers to stigma is called pollination. So you can see here, this is stigma, this is anther. So anther produces pollens. So here the pollination is of two types. Number one, self-pollination. Number two, cross-pollination. So the self-pollination is the process in which pollens are transferred to stigma in same flower. If these are transferred from this anther to stigma, this is called self-pollination because it is done in the same flower. But if the pollens are transferred from anther to stigma of the another flower of same kind, as these flowers are of same kind, so pollens are transferred to stigma of the other flower, then this pollination is called cross pollination. So pollens are very light in weight. They can easily transfer from anther to stigma of another flower through wind, water, insects, etc. So in this way, transfer of pollen grains take place. Number two is fertilization. When the transfer of pollens from anther to stigma take place, then the cell formed after fusion of gametes, that is called zygote. As the fusion of gametes form zygote called sexual reproduction, and this process of fusion is called fertilization. So the process in which the fusion of both the gametes take place and the formation of zygote take place, this is called fertilization. So after the number of steps, the zygote develops to embryo. As you see here, this is the pistil part. This is elaborate. As the pollen grain passes from the pollen tube, it goes inside the ovum, that is ovary, and develops to form the zygote. So in the ovum or ovary, zygote is formed. So in this way, fertilization takes place. So now the question arises, how the seed dispersal takes place. So when the pollination occurs, the fruits and seed formation occurs. So ovary grows to fruit and other parts fall off. As the ovary develops into fruit, or that ripened ovary is called fruit, and the other part of the flower falls off. Since the seed develops to form ovules and that seed contains embryo and enclosed in protective seed coat. So in this way the formation of fruit and seeds take place. Since the seed dispersal can be occurred because if the same seed falls on the same place, that there is a competition for sunlight, humidity and nutrition. So we can say that seed dispersal is very important. So benefits of seed dispersal. Number one, it prevents the competition for sunlight, humidity and nutrients. Number two, it enables the plant to invade new habitat. So it helps to invade the new habitat. So next is how seed dispersal takes place. So it can be done by wind, water, animal or fruit burst. So number one, by wind. So wind seeds such as drumstick and maples are disposed from one place to another. So in this way that seed dispersal occurs. Light seeds of sunflower and grass also dispersed by wind. Number two, by water. The developed floating ability in spongy and outer coat as coconut. This is by water. So the dispersal of their seeds can be done by water. Number third, by animal. Spiny seeds attached to the body of animal such as urena and xanthan these seeds are gone from one place to another by animals. Next is fruit burst. So when the juicy fruits burst, their seeds are disposed from one place to another. So in this way, seed dispersal takes place. For example, castor and balsam. So here we had completed the chapter number 12, reproduction in plants. So you will be prepared for the test of chapter 12 tomorrow. Thank you.